Hi yogis, this is Emily, and today we're going to look at a 30-minute flow focused on crisscross applesauce, which means we're going to be crossing at the knees and the ankles throughout this flow. As a way to really target the inner thighs, so adduction to the midline. It'll get into the outer hips as well. And what I would highly recommend is having two blocks right away. You can set them up about mid-mat, like I have them here, and either on the lowest level or the second highest level. I'm going to choose to do the second highest level. So let's start by sitting on the shins. You can always place a block in between the feet if you'd like and sit up tall here. And then let's begin actually folding the hands into the lap in the Dhyana Mudra and drawing the thumbs together. And then shutting the eyes down and allowing the sit bones to anchor into the block or the heels. The spine itself erects up tall. As the shoulders soften down the back. And there's that natural broadening through the front of the collarbones and opening to the heart. With the eyes closed, taking this opportunity to just feel out the inner landscaping to the body. So where are you at? Energetically, physically, emotionally, and also mentally, just what's going on. And checking in so that we can tune in and become focused in our sadhana. And then just notice the natural occurrence of the breath. Feel the temperature of the breath in the back of the nose, scooting down the throat. And allow the breath itself to just naturally deepen as it spreads across the collarbones into the belly, draping across the internal organs and providing them energy. And then together, let's take a smooth breath in and open the mouth, let it out. And again, inhaling through the nose. And open the mouth, let it out. And then one more time, inhaling. Pause the breath at the top, sip in just a little bit more, fill up. Stick out the tongue, let it roar. And then closing the mouth and continuing to breathe in and out through the nose. Seeing if you can move into that sacred sound of Ujjayi, victorious breathing. I'm going to encourage you to really pay attention, tune into the breath today as a mantra, as a way to focus on the shape shifting of the movement itself. And then seal the hands to the heart, bow to the hands, feeling the right and left palm come together. Lifting up through the crown, go ahead and blink the eyes open. And then inhale, sweep the arms up, take a lotus mudra. So my thumb and my index come together. I fan the other three fingers open. And then exhale, twist on over to your left. So my left hand's going to grab my right knee. My right hand's going to spin to my outer left hip. And then just turn the upper chest so subtly to the right as you stretch open through the right side body. You're going to drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Breathe into the left portion of the neck for a moment. Scrape around through any tightness or notch you feel around the ear, throat, jaw, shoulder. Now let's lift up through the crown of the head. Drop the right fingertips behind you. So notice my palm isn't flat. And then sweep up through that left arm and take a little side bend, stretching open through the top of that left pelvis. You can even move your left hand around, shaking out the fingers and wrists. Warm it up. And then drop the sitting bones back down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. So find your little lotus at the top. Fan the fingers. Exhaling, right hand, to the left knee. Wrap that left arm to the right waist and then turn the whole side body. So notice I'm still sitting up tall. And as I wrap the arm, I lean into the forearm as a lever to open through the front muscles of the chest. And then drop the ear towards the shoulder. Just feel that out. And after getting a rinse in that right side of the neck, you're going to lift the crown, drop the left fingers behind you, and then again sweep it up. So you're stretching through the right side of that body, all the way up through the right arm, and you might do a little circle through the wrist. Wake that up too. And then drop the sitting bones down. Let's add the left arm to the right arm. So inhale, both arms go up. I find that lotus mudra. Notice I'm in a back bend, so I've got this extension to my spine. And then sweep the arms back. Tent the fingers. Roll the shoulder heads back. So I puff up the front of the chest. And then squeeze your shoulder blades as you let the head go back. And take a moment. I like to kind of move around here, like I'm swaying in the wind, opening through the front of the shoulder, stretching through the throat, letting the head relax if possible, and the teeth just soften in the mouth. And then drop the sitting bones down. You're going to come forward onto hands and knees, grab one of the blocks, stick it in between your inner upper thighs, and have it on its narrow way, not in between the knees, but the thighs itself. And then on hands and knees, check out that the index and thumb are pointing forward. And inhale, pull the chest forward. So I find a little cow here, but I'm going to wiggle my hips a bit and stick up my butt like Beyonce. And then go the opposing direction. Exhale, curl your belly in. Squeeze around the block and let your sitting bones drop to the knees to stretch the low back. 2 more. Inhale, drag the collarbones forward and through as you energetically pull the hands back. And then exhale, coil around, scoop up through the belly. And then one more time, inhaling, pull the chest forward and through. So my collarbones smile open. And then exhale, go the opposite direction and scoop the navel up to the spine. Inhaling, pull the chest forward and through. And then keep the butt sticking up, but bend the elbows and lower halfway down like a modified chaturanga. Press right back up. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog, squeezing the block for a moment. So let the feet scoop back, do a shimmy through the heels, and then press vibrantly through the hands as the outer arms wrap in, the inner arms wrap forward. And then relax the neck, shake it out a few times, wiggle through the hips. But feel the essence of squeezing in around that block to turn on those inner upper thighs. On an inhale, drag the heart forward, find a plank. Keep the legs straight and lift the crown of the head so the front of the throat is open, but my head itself is in line with the shoulders and the hips. And then from your belly, draw it up and back, downward facing dog. So on an inhale, the waist pulls me forward, find plank. Keep a softening through the inner shoulder blades, lift the heart. Exhale, pull the hips up and back, downward facing dog. And then one more time, just like that, inhaling, slide it forward. On an exhale, this time, lower the knees where they are, and then pull the heart forward and exhale, lower halfway down to that chaturanga. Inhale, push right back up into that modified plank. Lift your knees, downward facing dog. One more time, inhale, slide forward into plank. Exhale, knees to the ground, chest and chin lower. Inhale, push it right back up. And then exhale, lift the knees, downward facing dog. Lift your heels super duper high and then tip-toe the toes to the backs of the wrists. Seeing if you can stick the little Beyonce booty up into the air as you climb your shoulders directly over the elbows and wrists, stacking the hips. And then drop the feet down. Pull the inner ankles in, and as the inner arches lift, inhale, drag the chest forward and through. Maybe give your hips a little wiggle here. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Sweep the arms on an inhale. Go wide, out and all the way up, and then drop the tailbone down, arc back a bit, find your little lotus, and hands to the heart, samastitihi. Squeeze the block, inhale, sweep the arms up, press through the heels, lean back. Let the hands come towards the heart and then fold right over the legs. Inhale, reach the chest forward. Take one hand, remove that block, left or right. And then rooting through the palms, lunge your right leg back, lunge your left leg back, and then place the knees down to the ground. So you're going to want to grab those blocks. We're going to set up for a little lolasana. So I, again, prefer the second highest level. Cross your right ankle on top of the left, or put foot to foot, whatever works for you. So foot to foot or ankle, and then place the hands onto the blocks and bring them in underneath you. Notice that my shoulders are over the wrists. And as I press into the blocks, I want you to flex and round the spine like our cat and cow. So you're finding that cat position here. Pushing down through the hands, lift up energetically through the shoulders, and then pull your knees into the chest and see if you can lift your feet off the ground. Might be easier to do it this way or that way, so you'll figure it out. Cross the other ankle or foot on top, and then try it again. So now I'm on the lowest level. Again, I'm going to keep my shoulders slightly forward and round my back, so I've got that cat sensation, and then pressing into the blocks, lift, and then pull up and lift, and then let it go. And then just kind of shape shift and figure out which one feels better for you. I'm going to go back to that second highest level. We'll do it one more time because 3 is a charm number in the yoga sequence. And we're going to place the hands down, roll the shoulders back, round through the back as I knit my belly in and up, and then push, lift, maybe pull it back underneath. Ninja skills. Place the blocks forward or back, and then hands down, downward facing dog. So let's begin. Draw your left leg to the midline, take your right leg up. And then turn the right knee to the right, bend the knee, open the hip. And I like to keep my shoulders very square here so that both arms are even. And as I turn my leg, turn around through the ankle or even make some circles with the leg itself to irrigate these 3 joints, my hip, my knee, my ankle. Now your right leg is going to kick out to the right. So there's those ninja skills again. Hey-ya! And then sweep it forward and around and cross your right foot forward to the left. So notice my right foot's to the left now, my right knee's forward to the left. And then do the same thing with the left leg. Pick it up, bend the knee, open the hip, keep the evenness to your shoulders, and move around any which way. That feels organic, just feels like it's waking stuff up. And then kick, yeah, left leg to the left, and then swoop it underneath and crisscross. Now keep this crisscross through the knees, slide forward, find a plank. From plank, pull your right knee to your upper right arm. So it should be on top. Lower it down to the wrist, sweep it up and back. Step it to the pinky, so I go wide. Left hand stays down, right arm goes up, take a twist, and then move your right arm just in a couple circles there. Right hand comes down, and it's going to weave underneath me so that I pivot to the side with a diagonal between my legs. Eagle your arms, so left elbow's on top of the right, and then interlace through the forearm and the wrist, drop the head, let it go. Feel around the back of the thighs here. It's kind of interesting. One hamstring might feel tighter than another. And then drop the fingers. Inhale, pull the chest forward and through. You're going to lunge to that left leg, so I'm going to move this block out of the way. But flip your right toes up, lift your left heel if you'd like, and just feel across those inner adductor muscles. So that's what we're targeting. And then pivot to the back of the mat. Put the hands down. My left foot's going to go and cross forward to the right. So my right leg's on top. I've got to do this again. Right leg will go to the right, out, back and around. And then I'm going to slide forward into plank. Left knee, upper left arm. Left knee goes down to the wrist. Pick it up, set it to the pinky. Right hand stays down, left arm goes up, make some circles. And again, there's no proper alignment to this, just move around, make some space. Left arm's going to slide underneath my right arm, yogis. I'm going to pivot again. I've got that weird cross diagonal with my right elbow on top for my eagle arms this time. Feel around the back of the legs, the inner thighs. Fingers come down. Inhale, chest pulls forward. And then again, low lunge. So skandasana is what we call it. Inner left thigh reaches. And I'm pressing actively through that heel to awaken the inner leg line. Slide it back to the front. I've got a low lunge here. Right leg's going to cross forward to the left. Down dog, crisscross applesauce. It's pretty neat. Left leg goes up and back. Sweep it. Hi-ya! and then pull it back around. Slide forward, find your plank. Boop. Right knee, upper right arm. Tap. Right knee to the wrist. Lift it back up. There's that core. Step it to the pinky. Right arm goes up. Take a twist. Right arm comes underneath the left. Pivot to the side. Eagle the arm. So it helps me to round my back. Feel again across the back of the legs. Fingers come down. Inhale. Chest pulls forward. Exhale. Skandasana. Flare those right toes up. Inhale. Pivot to the back. And now as you pivot to the back, take your right leg and step it to the outside of the left. So now I'm crisscrossed even here at the top back of the mat. You're going to sweep the arms up on an inhale, find your little lotus, and then side bend over to the left to stretch that whole right side body out. So targeting the QL, the lat, and also these front waist muscles, including the obliques. And then sweep it down to the ground. Right leg's going to lunge back. Left leg's going to lunge forward to the right. So I've got my crisscross. Here we go. Right leg out. Hey-ya. Smooth it around. Slide forward plank. Left knee, upper left arm. Tap. Knee to wrist. Pull back up. Step it through. Left arm up. I find my twist. Left arm underneath the right. I pivot fluidly to the center line and fold down and in. Fingers go down. Inhale, chest reaches. Exhale, slide it into a lunge, a skandasana. Sneak it back to the front of the mat where we belong, and then left foot to the outside of the right. Ooh. Keep that crisscross. Inhale, slide on up. Find your little lotus, side bend to the right. So notice you're trying to just scrape out that whole left side body. Ooh. Get into the hip. And then sweep it down all the way to the ground. One more time, lunge that left leg back, and then right leg forward and back, crisscross legs. Left leg's gonna go up. Big circle. Slide forward plank, right knee, upper right arm, slide it to the wrist, squeeze up, step. Right arm goes up. Sneak it underneath, fold down the midline. Sneak it to the back, flare the right toes, feel that inner upper groin. Now we're going to add on. As I pivot back here, I'm going to put my right hand down and sweep. So I get this little stretch through that whole left glute. And then sweep it up and over, step forward. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, side bend to the left, stretch the right waist. Here's where it's going to get different. I'm going to swoop it down. My right leg's going to lunge back, and my left leg is forward. Squeeze the left hip in, and then come up into a crescent, a high lunge, and sneak the arms back behind you. Exhale, hands to the ground. Left leg forward to the right. I've got my crisscross legs here. Right leg sweeps out, back, and around. Last side, I slide forward. Left knee, upper left arm. Slide it down, pick it up, step to the pinky. Left arm up. Left arm underneath. Pivot down the midline, stretch the legs. Fingers down, bend your right knee, flare your left toes, right back in that skandasana. Slide it forward. And then we're adding that interesting twist. So my hip dips down. I'm on the outer edge of that left foot and my right arm reaches back. So I stretch this right glute. Sweep it up and over, pivot the right foot forward, step, left foot to the outside. Inhale, come on up, lotus arms. So thumb, pinky, side bend to the right. Stretch into the waist. And then sweep it down. We're gonna add our crescent. Left leg lunges back. My right leg's all the way to the right, so hug the hips in, bend through the right knee, and then sweep up and find your little lotus as you lean back. And then exhale, bring it down. Right foot's gonna step back next to the left foot this time. Oh, hey. And then sink the heels, down dog. In fact, lift your heels high. Sweep your heels to the right, toes to the left, and then push into your left hand and target that outer hip. Spin back onto all 10 toes. Shimmy. Heels to the left, toes to the right. Push into that right hand. Stretch out that right waist. Shimmy back to center. Keep the heels high. Slide forward plank. Knees, chest, and chin lower. Now drag the heart forward and through. Give me a cobra. And then press it back, child's pose. Drop your sit bones to your heels. Slide your forehead to the ground. Press into the hands. Inhale, slide on up to hands and knees. Pull the chest forward and through. Exhale, round, tuck the toes, lift the knees, down dog. Right leg up and back, straight to the sky. Pull the knee to the nose this time, step it through. Spin your back heel down, hug your hips in, and then rise on up and find a warrior one. Maybe a little lotus at the top. And then straighten through the right leg and sweep the arms back, lean halfway forward over that thigh. Now you're going to bend your right knee and sweep your left arm forward and come right on into warrior two. So left hip slightly forward, right knee over ankle. You can look forward. And then lean back, reverse it. Stretch those right fingers, turn up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step right on back into plank. Again, knees, chest, and chin. Slide it forward and through. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Straight up and back. Left leg sweep. Knee to the nose. Step it through. Back heel spins flat. My hips are aligned forward. Inhale, warrior one with my lotus. And then straighten through the left leg. Sweep the arms back. So I've got a sharp left hip crease. My chest goes forward, stretching that hamstring. Right arm sweeps me into warrior two. Mind the back view. Tailbone down, hips hug in. And then lean back, reverse, but turn the chest to the sky. Exhale, let the hands fall to the ground. Step back, plank. Knees, chest, and chin. One more time. Drag the heart forward and through for cobra. And then maybe slide the hands just a little bit back so you can lift up, upward facing dog. So notice I'm dragging the spine up and back. Down dog. One more time, right leg up and back. Right knee taps the upper right arm this time. Let the knee go to the wrist. Sweep it up, pull the knee to the nose, step through. Spin the back heel. Lotus. Straighten the right leg, pull the belly in and up, sweep it back. Left arm swirls me into warrior two, and then lean back, reverse. Place the forearm to the thigh. Take the top arm up and over, and breathe. Now, the hips are pretty warm, so you might want to take that right hand down to the ankle, and then press the knee out as you reach that left arm, straightening through the left elbow, through the wrist. I like turning open, revolving the ribs. Now we're going to bring it back to the beginning. So my left arm is going to sweep down to the inside of my right foot here. Left heel lifts. And then my right arm goes up, I find a twist, but I'm going to circle back to my outer left foot as I sweep my right arm back. Now let's do a couple little hip lifts. So you're going to press it up and then sink it down as the right arm reaches to the left heel. So it's like I'm tossing away anything that doesn't serve me and then lowering down and reaching my right arm. Two more. Toss it away and then lower down. And then one more time. Toss it away. Bring the hand down, stretch the right leg, stretch the left leg, and then flare the toes, back your hips up, and shake the hips out. You will feel that in that right glute. Slide forward, high runner's lunge. Root your palms this time. My left toes stay down, but my right leg goes up and back. Chaturanga. I dive right into up dog. Take it back, down dog. Left leg up and back. Whoo. Knee to the upper arm. Slide it down. Up. Knee to nose. Step through. Spin the back heel. Lotus. Straighten through the leg, toss the arms back, lean halfway forward, shoulders back. Right arm sweeps me into warrior two, and you can adjust your left foot with that right foot. And then lean back, reverse. Start with the forearm to the thigh. So you prep pushing the left thigh down, right arm up and over, and then elongate from the elbow through the wrist. And then see, can you drop the left hand down to the ankle? And just notice, if that's way too much, bring the forearm back to the thigh, but turn the chest open, look underneath the arm. Right hand's gonna shape shift down to the inside of my left foot, right heel up, left arm up. And then pivot to the outer right foot and sweep that left arm back, like you're reaching for that right foot. And then toss something away. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, toss it away. 2 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, toss. 1 more time. Inhale, lower. Exhale, toss. And then straighten your left leg, straighten your right leg, flare your left toes. Wiggle your hips side to side. You just want to actively stretch out that glute. Slide it forward, high lunge. And then hands go flat, my right foot stays down, my left leg goes up and back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Shimmy the shoulders back. Downward facing dog. Okay, so those legs should be warm, have them hips distance, press through the heels, scoop the belly in and up, wrap those outer arms in. We're gonna do one more thing, right leg up and back. Right knee, upper right arm. Tap it down to the wrist. Pull it up, knee to nose, step through. Spin the back heel, inhale. Lotus in warrior 1. Exhale, pyramid, arms go back, like I'm skiing down a mountain. Left arm forward, turn it open, warrior 2, and then go right into reverse, take your left hand forward. Straighten your right leg this time, pull that sharp hip crease back, and come right into triangle. And you don't need a block, just grab onto the shin and energetically work your waist up so you ignite your obliques. My left arm straight up, turn and revolve. Feel that left side body. Now left arm's gonna go overhead. And you can shake out through that wrist, make it real pretty. And then I'm gonna look down, bend my right knee, slide my left hand to the ground, pivot back around, spinning all the way. Right arm goes up, straighten your right leg, back the hips up, flare the toes, surrender your forehead to the right knee. And then slide forward, find a high runner's lunge. Bring the right fingertips forward and then shape shift right into Ardha Chandrasana. So I pull my right hip in and then I turn from the rib cage as I hoist this left leg up. Today, don't grab the foot, don't take Shavasana, just open those inner leg lines and float that left arm up. Maybe work to play with the right hand coming off the ground. Left hand's gonna go down, left knee's gonna come to the nose, and then lunge it back. So left hand down, right arm up. I'm gonna sweep and turn it around into wild thing. And then right hand down, right leg up and back, chaturanga. Up dog, down dog. Last side, left leg up and back. Piece it together. So upper arm, slide it down, pull it up, knee to the nose, step it through, back heel spins. Warrior 1, lotus at the top. Straighten the legs, sweep the arms back, hip creases pull to the midline. Left leg bends, right arm revolves back. You're going into reverse, take your right hand forward to the waist. So I get my obliques to fire up. Straighten your left leg, scoop your belly in and up, left hand goes down to the shin, right arm up for triangle. Again, I like holding onto the shin because it allows me to scoop my belly in and work my obliques as I turn open. Then keep that turning open. Right arm goes forward. Feel free to walk the back foot in if you need. And then last little thing here, sharp hip crease. My left hip pulls back. I'm gonna look down and bring my right hand to the earth. Left arm goes up, find your twist. And then sweep it back, straighten through both legs, flare the toes. Nose to the left knee. Look forward. High runner's lunge. Left hand forward. I pull that left hip in and up as I stack and arrive. So I've got this vertical line through my arms, nice horizontal line from my head through my right heel. And then without bending and grabbing that back leg today, work the inner leg lines open. And then top arm comes forward and down. Pull the right knee to the nose, navel to spine. And then lunge it back. So right hand, inner left foot, left arm goes up. And now this time I'm going to go all the way back and sweep it into wild thing. Left hand will go down, left leg up and back. Chaturanga. You can always skip it if you'd like. Downward facing dog. Press the heels down, spread the toes, get active in the fingers, and then push down through the fingertips and let those hips go back as you let the head relax. Looking forward, slide forward and put your knees to the ground, and inhale, pull the chest forward and through. Exhale, coil around, scoop the belly in and up. So, sit the sit bones back to the heels for a moment. Grab your blocks. You can forego this or you can check it out, okay? So we'll have the blocks again on their second highest level or that lowest level, whatever works for you. And we'll use it to hop through to seated to finish our flow today. So I'm going to put them forward about shoulders distance apart. And then I'll come into downward facing dog. My hands will be on the blocks. Either one will work. So you're going to think you're crisscrossing at the ankles to hop through. So I look forward, I lift my heels, I hug my inner thighs together like we've been working, and then I bend my knees as I squeeze my arms in and cross, to sit down. It's kind of snazzy, okay? Pull the legs in, and then grab your right foot and pull it to the side as you lay your left leg down and pull the right leg back. So it's like I'm putting the knee in my armpit. Keep it classy. And then weave the right leg forward and grab it in the left elbow, and then interlace and kind of cradle the leg. It might not look like this, but I just want you to get into that glute. It's very similar to that shape we've already been taking. And then put your left foot onto the ground and cross the ankle over. Now we did a lot of crisscrossing too. Lean back into that left hand as you turn to the left and see if you can twist and bring your right arm to the inside of the foot. And you're going to really feel that in the right obliques. You might stay here. You might want to move on and do something kind of fun. So I've got my upper right arm in the crook of my right foot. And then I might put my left forearm down or keep my hand down, but I'm going to lean over to this left side of my mat and put my hands in alignment under my shoulders. As I lean forward, pick my hips up and kick my left leg out. So I come right into a yoga dandasana, grasshopper. I'm pushing into my right foot to keep my left leg up. Left foot down, butt down. Right arm goes back and around. Think the beginning of class. Retract the shoulder blades, push through the left foot, lift up, and then lift the right leg up. Ooh. And then sit it down, right foot down, crisscross, and then grab that left foot and pull it in as you lower the right leg. So knee towards the armpit, move it around. And then hook, left foot, right elbow, interlace. So I'm on my left leg now. I'm going to spin around so you can see me. So you're going to think it's the right side of your mat, because it is for you. Put your right foot down and cross. So ankle to knee. My right hand comes behind me and I just work the twist. The twist might be all I'm working for quite a while. I've got my left upper arm in the crook of my left foot. And then you might give it a try. Maybe, maybe not. Figure out what works for you. But right hand down, left hand down. My hands are under my shoulders. I lean forward. I could stay here or kick, hi-ya, that right leg out. So those little yoga ninja skills we put on earlier. I'm pushing my left foot into my upper left arm. Set it down. Come down gracefully. And then pressing through that right foot again. Retract your blades. Lift up. Float the left leg, and then sit it down. Left foot down, right foot down, lower onto your back. Now I've got a mic on, so pardon if you hear any noise, but heels walk in, lift your hips right away, and interlace your hands underneath you. Give me a big sturdy bridge. Inner thighs down, like the block was there in the beginning of class. Squeeze in, and then outer ankles in, inner arches up. Now I'm right on top of my shoulder heads, yogis. I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together, and I'm puffing up my chest right at the diaphragm as I slide my tailbone or my glutes to the back of the knees. You want to smooth out the breath and take a couple big breaths here. So I don't like to do drive-by back bends. Make the back bend relative to the practice. Get the lift to the chest. Now when you lower down, upper back, mid back, low back and sacrum. And then hug the knees into the chest. Grab the outsides of the feet, happy baby. You can move a little side to side. But again, think like we just did on our sit bones and pull the knees towards the armpits, like you were shoving them in. And then it may be possible to keep the hands to the outsides of the feet. Otherwise, hold the backs of the knees and straighten the legs out. Flare your toes and make sure your shoulders don't come up here, but relax them down. Keep that broadening through the front of the collarbones. And then bend the knees back in. Rest the hands by the side body. Put the feet down, but take them wide. So my feet are on the outer edges of my mat. My knees come in. And then swing the legs to the left. Pick up your left foot and cross it right on top of that right knee. And then it's going to pull on this right side body to stretch through my iliopsoas and hip flexors. But take your arms up overhead and clasp opposite elbows. See if you can just relax into it for a moment. And move right back into the breath. So I use these final moments of the class to just reopen the hips, the inner thighs, while lengthening the breath to energize us. And then the right foot can come back onto the ground, but keep the figure four, and then reach your hands around, grab the inside of the back of the right thigh, or the front, the outside of the shin, whatever works for you. And then right foot down, left foot down, feet wide, knees in. And let's finish it with the second side. So my knees fall over to the right, and I pick up my right foot and place it on top of the left knee. And then my arms go up overhead, and I clasp opposite elbows. The intention here is that I'm using my right foot to kind of scrape across this whole left side body, psoas, hip, outer leg. And breath is smooth. And then you're coming back to center. You're going to put the left foot down, interlace behind and front, whatever works. Find that last little figure four. Stretching the outer hip from all that inner thigh crisscrossing. And then you can put the left foot down, put the right foot down next to it. Let the knees go wide, soles of the feet together this time. Let those inner thighs stretch open, and then take the arms out wide. Close the eyes down. Option is to move the head side to side. Just make sure there's no tension in the neck, the jaw, the face, the throat. In the back of the shoulder blades surrender, letting the heart fall to the back of the ribs. Feel the organs in the belly soften. Feel the upper thighs soften and stretch. And let the glutes relax underneath you. And take a smooth breath in. Open the mouth, let it out. Shavasana. So you can stay here with the feet like this, the knees open, or feel free to stretch the legs long. But let the toes turn out and the legs be wide, Mahashavasana. Without any tension in the face or the jaw, just begin to deepen the breath naturally. And spread your fingers, spread your toes. Sweep the arms up overhead, get long. And then we're gonna gently squeeze the legs into the chest for a humble hug. So you'll wrap them in, wrap your arms around, and then roll to your right or left. Stay for a moment, transitioning with ease and grace from our back on up. And then you'll use your hands to press up. Come up to sit like a little Buddha on your mat for a moment, crossing comfortably at the legs. Folding the hands to the lap as we began, hooking the thumbs. Letting the eyes soften down to the heart and the heart lift up towards the head. And just embracing this opportunity to tune in, to connect, to find the fluidity, the watery quality of the body that loosens us up but gives us the flexibility to move gracefully through our day, shape-shifting with ease and awareness. Take a smooth breath in. Open the mouth, let it out. And pull the hands to the heart, bowing in gratitude to the body, the breath, this practice. And from my heart to yours, many blessings. Namaste.